Hello, I'm having an issue with JavaScript. My application works as intended, but there's something about the console logging that isn't really making sense to me. So, to explain what's going on, I have this forkify recipe finder application that I'm building on Jonas Schmetman's complete JavaScript course, 0 to Expert. It's his last project on the course. And there's this functionality for a loaded recipe that you can change the amount of servings that the recipe will make. And it'll update the serving, the number of this number here, and the quantity of ingredients. So all these numbers here. So what's supposed to happen is, let's say you click on the plus or minus button. The application over here will call an update method on the view class, which we have views for the results, the recipe, the search part. But just sticking into the view class. So I've never tried to explain a coding issue like this before. What's supposed to happen is, let's say I click the plus button, and so the serving should update to 5, right? So what happens is this number is incremented in the model, and then it gets passed through the controller into where it updates the view, and it'll generate a new HTML markup with this method here, generate markup. And then with the markup, it'll create a virtual DOM with this line here, line 21. And then it transforms the virtual DOM into an array with this line here, and the array is called new elements. And so the current elements come from the parent element of the class that's calling the update method. And it takes every element from the virtual DOM and the actual DOM. Then it prints out both of them, and then it compares the two arrays and looks for differences. And when it detects a difference, down here in the check, so if the new element is not equal to the current element, and it's a text element, then I have this console log here with an emoji to make it pop out in the console more. But it'll print out the current element value and the new element value, and then it updates the text content of the current element to the content of the new element. So if I update this servings to 5, you would expect the current element value to be 4, because that's what's on the DOM, and the new element to be 5, because that's what's in the virtual DOM. So we would expect to see that, right? And here's the thing, though. This console.log here, where it just prints out the current element it's on and the new element that it's on currently in the iteration. So it prints before the check. So you would see you would expect to see current element, this would be equal to 4, and the new element would be equal to 5. But that's not what I'm seeing in the console. What I'm seeing in the console is that this current element is 5 already, and the new element is 5. So in my head, I'm thinking, where does that 5 come from? Does this method run once and doesn't print anything, and then it runs a second time and then it prints everything, so that way it's already updated? But that doesn't really make sense, because the below console logs make sense. So does this cur_l variable, this constant, it seems like it's already updated before it makes the update. It's so weird. So let me show you, let me demonstrate it here. So I'll open the console, and then I will click the plus button, and the number of servings will be updated from 4 to 5. Okay, so it updated to 4 to 5. Now let's check the console here. And so this, this is coming from line 29. Line 29 right here. Current element 5. New element 5. Current element value 4. New element value 5. So thinking about it, like, maybe the problem, I wish I knew what this was, but the problem is that it's printing the element and not the node value. And there's some fundamental difference between printing an element versus printing a value that I'm missing. And the element is like, it's getting pulled from the DOM after it's already updated. So that's why I'm seeing a 5 here. And as opposed to this, where I'm getting the text value from it, from the node value. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's why this isn't making sense. But like, it's not just the servings, it's the ingredient quantities as well. So like, when you increase it, it'll start, let's say, from this medium head of cauliflower. The current value was 1, and then it was updated to 1 1/4. But it's the same thing. It's printing out 1 1/4 as the current element. So is current elements looking at the current element after it gets updated? I'm really unclear. So if someone can help me, help explain what's going on here. I know I'm missing something fundamental, probably, from how the DOM behaves. Maybe I should brush up on my DOM skills, but yeah, this has been bugging me for the last 3 days. So any help is much appreciated. Thank you.